As far as I'm concerned, you have to be a pretty brave woman to call yourself the Blow. And Khaela Marisich's music is pretty brave. Prior to 2002, her solo music was known as Get the Hell Out of the Way of the Volcano. Since then, however, she's been performing as the Blow, adding the addictively poppy electronic beats of Jonna Bechtold in 2004 to great effect. Their new CD, Paper Television, has lots of juicy bits of pop perfection that you're going to love having stuck in your head for years to come. Please welcome The Blow to Livewire.
Wanted to get to tell you guys about this weird thing that happened to me one time. I was asleep in my bedroom and I woke up and there was a guy in my room who wasn't there when I'd gone to sleep. And I looked at him and I realized he's this guy I think about all the time. Mostly when I think about him because he works with me at my work, I'm just kind of fantasizing about what goes through his head when he's driving in his car and he sees a girl out his window and he yells at the girl. What is going on in his head? Does he think that there's going to be more of a connection between him and the girl that he yelled at after he yells at her, or less? I've always wanted to ask him about it, but I never have. So there he was in my bedroom. And he walked across the room and he leaned up over my bed and he was like, I could feel you thinking about me. Yeah. That's what I did. But he said, I know you think I'm just some dumb guy. Like all I care about is my car and the chicks. Trying to make my car nicer to get better chicks. But you don't know. You don't know the equation. I mean, you're not even really a number. Then he looked me up and down and he was like, well, you could be a number. You're just going to have to try a little harder. You know, take some tips from guys like me. Because we have reasons for doing the things we do. We run deep. Then he started leaning over my bed. And he broke into song. And he was like, all day long, you have the day, and when the sun sinks down, it's sunk away. And then, what do you have? What do you have? In the dead of night, what do you have? What do you have? But me, I've got a rod, and it's hot, I drive it. To pay the gas, I got a 9 to 5 it. The engine turns and keeps the heat alive for the ladies. That's right. All those girls in pictures, girls in bars, yeah. Everybody knows a girl requires a car. And so I drove one out to look up at the stars. And she said, Tom, do you ever notice the space that's in between the stars? And he said, I was like, I seen a hole and I aim to fill it. If that hole's got a heart, I got the means to thrill it. If that hole has a heart, I got the means to thrill it. If that hole has a heart, just keep the good girls burning, please. Keep the good girls burning. Just keep the good girls burning, cause they're hot circles that give me some hope, yeah. Keep the good girls burning. Just keep the good girls burning, please. Keep the good girls burning, cause they're long hair, baby, it's like a life rope. And so he'd actually come to my room to explain it to me. He said, you know, I'm driving at night and I see this dark sky and it's just like infinity or something. It's pretty scary, you know, and I see a girl, she looks like headlights or a beacon of hope or my mom or Mother Nature, and I'm just like, hey baby! There still exist on this planet plenty of dark places, Khaela, and who knows what's lurking there. But me, I'm a man among the movements, I fill it in with a pretty face, yeah. Light it up like a billboard on the hillside with like a girl on the horizon. Just keep the good girls burning. Just keep the good girls burning, please. Keep the good girls burning, cause they're hot circles that give me some hope, yeah. Keep the good girls burning. Just keep the good girls burning, please. Keep the good girls burning, cause they're long hair, babies a rope. And then he said, you know, I was laying over there in my bed trying to get to sleep tonight, just laying there, looking at the ceiling, thinking about that thing that girl had said to me about how there's no space. You know, there's space in between the stars. The stars, it's not just the sky up there. I always thought it was just the sky. But really, if you walk out there and look at it like I did, I got up out of bed and walked out and looked at it, there's no sky, there's no thing there. I mean, the sky is not a thing at all. If you think about it, if you just went flying up into outer space, waiting, trying to find the sky, there's no thing. There's actually nothing up there at all, except maybe some of those stars that you can never even actually get to, because, you know, they put that guy in that shuttle and they sent him up on that Nova special, and he went flying up into outer space, and then he came back and he was 900 years old. You know what I'm talking about? You don't ever hit anything and stop and look around and decide you're going to come back. If you just come back 900 years old, then maybe you want to start talking to people about your experiences, but who are you going to talk to about it? Nobody's going to understand what you've been through. You're going to try to talk to them about the endlessness of the universe and the stars you could see out there, and they're not going to understand what you're talking about because they're going to think the sky is just a thing up there. You know, that's how they're thinking about it. I mean, like me, I started thinking about this, and, you know, I want to talk to people about it. I want to talk to the girls. I even tried to talk to the girl who went out driving with me in the car, but I don't know, she didn't even remember what she'd said. I was like, you know, I started thinking about that stuff you were saying. I'm thinking about it pretty seriously. Because, I mean, you know, I may live to be 90. I could live to be 900, but I'm still going to die. You know what I'm talking about? I mean, that's all there is out there is just that big empty space. It's not like, I don't think there's a heaven out there that I'm going to go even hang out in after I'm dead. I kind of think it's just nothing. I think it's just nothing. She didn't really want to keep talking to me about it. You know, I thought it was going to end somewhere different at the end of that night, and it didn't. You know, so I go driving out at night, looking at girls on the street, and I can see them, and you think, well, you think that girl? You think that girl's going to want to talk to me about the endlessness of the universe? I don't usually think she does, so I just yell it as I drive by, like, I'm scared of infinity! Thanks.
The blow!
Thanks.
Welcome to Livewire, Khaela.
I'm glad to be here.
So that sounded like a little peek into the male psyche, a little bit.
It's a peek into my guess at what a male psyche might be like. He didn't actually sing that song to me in my bedroom.
No. It's interesting. I actually don't know that there's quite that much going on when they're yelling out the car window.
I'm a believer.
Well, that's what's really wonderful about this record, about paper television, is that there are some really biting songs in it, a lot of them about boys, and but they're incredibly catchy and fun. Is it as cathartic to write a catchy sort of screw you song as it is to write one that makes you cry? Or
Well, I mean, they're not all about boys, first off.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay.
Did I say
just
all?
want to clarify. There's some about boys and some about girls. But I feel like once I get the words out, it's as cathartic and exciting for me. If it's catchy, if it feels like it actually communicated what I meant to say, then yeah, it holds the spirit in it. I barfed up the hairball, and then I can share it with others.
And when other people can relate to the hairball as well, that's really
It's pretty
significant.
magical to have a whole audience of people singing along with my hairball. It happens. It's pretty exciting.
Well, they're gorgeous hairballs. You're a visual artist as well as a musician. How do the two of those things inform each other?
Well, I thought about before I came on, when I performed the song about Tom in the past, I had a string full of dancing girls that I'd drawn out of the Sports Illustrated Swimsuit edition 2003, and I didn't bring them because I figured why bother for radio. Sorry, guys. I suppose it's difficult to communicate how any different sciences inform each other, but they do on quiet, deep levels.
So you were asked recently what differentiated paper television from your previous records, and you said paper television is much more thumpin' than the older records, and my mom likes it more. So what is it about this record that your mom likes more?
It's cleaner. I recorded it with John Bechtold of Yacht, and he's a real electronic whiz. And it came at a point when I decided that I was ready to make music for everybody. I was ready to make music for my mom. And I didn't need to make it lo-fi and crackly and crunchy so that it was just for the audience and people who I was closest to. Yeah.
Well, and it's not just that it's cleaner, it's also that it feels a lot poppier. It does feel in that way to be like you did mean it sort of for more people.
We decided we were going to make clean radio-style hits. Because we came from an indie background where we thought it was cooler to just make things for ourselves in the woods in Olympia. And then we started listening to mainstream radio and realized it was really the best music. So why not just join those people in making the best music?
And do you know what those people make too? Money. Which is awesome!
Not a high value in Olympia, Washington. That's why I moved to Portland, it's true. So I could share it with the people, yeah.
I was surprised to read that that Parentheses, which is the second song on this record, was the first love song that you wrote, because it's really stunning. It's really an amazing love song.
Thank you.
Why do you think that was your first one?
Well, I was pretty hung up on writing songs about things that I couldn't have in the past. And I think it's a lot braver to write a song opening your heart to someone, saying, here I am, I could have you if you wanted to have me, as opposed to writing a song where you're saying, I want you, which immediately requires that the person keeps running away in order to make that song possible to keep happening.
Right.
Whereas a love song could be I could keep on singing a love song if someone's going to stand there with me. So I was just braver at that point.
And it is, I don't know if it's awkward for you to just sort of say lyrics, but the chorus of it is, I think, really sweet. Is there a way that you could...
If something in the deli aisle makes you cry, you know I'll put my arm around you and I'll walk you outside through the sliding doors. Why would I mind? Well, my friend pointed out that that's the kind of song a girl would write about wanting what they wished someone would sing to them, that I'm writing the fantasy of what I wish would be sung to me, because you just want it to feel like, of course they'd walk you out and it's not a problem.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's possibly a great way to get what you want. You know, if you let everybody know
the instructions for how to love me song.
Absolutely. Who doesn't need one of those? So you're about to just take off and take over the world now. Just what are a few of the places that you're about to take off to right now?
I'm going to Europe for 6 weeks. I get to play in Mallorca. I'm really excited about that. Yeah, that's the highlight, Mallorca.
You're Prague and
yeah,
you're gonna be in Prague
and Barcelona and Germany and Paris. I get to play with Deerhoof, who are a really favorite band of mine. Yeah, so it's a big deal.
Well, that's very exciting, and we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
And you'll be back to sing one more song for us.
I will.
Ladies and gentlemen, Khaela Maricich, The Blow.
Thank you.